interesting series before your UPSC Prelims, and this talks about the 16 most important topics that you need to cover before your Prelims 2023. We'll be covering this lecture series in 4 sets, and just to save your time, we'll quickly start with the important topics. So one are the important UNESCO heritage site. Dholavira comes as an important site. Ramappa Temple, again an important site. The blue flag certification for the beaches. Recently 2 beaches from Lakshadweep have been taken into this consideration. A string of pearls. Now based on geography, the location near the Russia-Ukraine conflict. So the region of Caspian Sea, Black Sea, Sea of Azov, the neighboring nations, the landlocked nations, the major rivers flowing through the nations. Which nations have the following nations as boundaries are some of the important questions. So just go through the map carefully, atlas carefully to cover this topic. The recent subsidence of Joshimath, we have covered a separate lecture on that. The recent edition of Down to Earth in February, where the Turkey earthquake has been covered in detail, cover that carefully. The Zoram Food Park in Mizoram. From the economic section, some of the terms become extremely important. Stagflation, inflation, lipstick effect, we have covered each of these terms in detail, and along with that the repo rate, what is reverse repo rate, bank rate, the concept of recession, why the world is facing global recession and inflation coming together, the various cryptocurrencies of the world, which of the following are legalized, which nations have legalized those, which have not, the concept which has been recently united with India's BHIM, which is the Pay Now from Singapore, which talks about a single phase bank transfers through the UPI method in Singapore through the cross-border trade, and this would definitely boost the trade and foreign reserves in India, the foreign exchange coming in India. The next 3 important acts that you must cover are Citizenship Act, Essential Commodity Act, and National Security Act. Recently we covered a separate video on Lawrence Livermore Laboratory, which did the experiments on nuclear fusion, a very important concept and a new source of energy that could come into existence if this has turned out to be a positive response or has a positive generation of energy. Then the concept of quantum entanglement, which was asked already previously. This time what becomes important is the concept of quantum supremacy and quantum computing. So those are some of the 16 important topics for today. We'll be obviously taking more topics in the next 3 sessions. Stay tuned, and below are some of the important links, and also through the series of expected topics based on some of the important sections, for example environment, science, tech, women, youth, tribal development, and education, we have defense, we have covered those separately. Those are extremely important. We are not repeating those same things here again, but yes, those must be covered before your prelims examination.